Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Narayanam Padmabhuvam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Mathasya Shishyam Shri Shankaracharya Mathasya Padmapadam cha Hastamalakam cha Shishyam Tam Totakam Vartikakaramanyaan Asmat Gurun Santatamanatosmi Sakshat Kritam Dayanandam Paramartasvarupinam Tattvajnana Prashastaram Pranatosmi Param Padam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma vidvishavahe Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Guru Stotram. Stotram means stuti, praise. Stauti is a glorification of Guru, Guru Prashamsa. Glorification of Guru, Guru Stotram. This set of these shlokas taken from the Guru Gita. Guru Gita, which is in the Skanda Puranam. In the Skanda Puranam, it is in the form of a samvada, the dialogue between Parameshwara and the Uma Maheshwari. It's a samvada in the form of a dialogue. There are many shlokas are there, and the Guru Gita it has got 3 chapters. And important shlokas are collected, which is given in the form of a Guru Stotra. That is what we are seeing. Guru Stuti is done through the Brahma Stuti. Because Guru is not different from Brahma. Guru is not different from Ishvara. That is why we say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, iti. The glorification of Guru is done through the glorification of the Vastu, the Brahma, which is shown by the Guru. That is why in all these shlokas you will find Tat Padam Darishitam Yena. Tat Padam, that Brahma Vastu, shown by whom? To him, my namaskara iti. Therefore, since Guru is not different from Brahma, therefore, It is Brahma Stuti. Through Brahma Stuti, Guru Stuti is done. We also chant the Dakshinamurti Stotra. There also we see the same thing. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine. Ishvaraha. Ishvaraha Guruhu Atma iti Murti Bheda Vibhagine. The Bhagavan himself is in the three forms. Ishvaraha, Guruhu and Atma. Murti Bheda Vibhagine. The one who is as though divided in these threefold forms. Ishvaraha, Guru, Atma. As though divided. It means they are not different. They are same. Ishvaraha, Guru, Atma. Vyomavat Vyapta Dekhaya Dakshina Murtahe Namaha. So the oneness of or the non-difference of Ishvara, Guru and Atma. Guru is Ishvara. Ishvara is Guru. Guru is Brahma, Brahmatma. Therefore, Brahma Stuti is Guru Stuti. And what is there is only Brahma. There is nothing other than Brahma. What is there is only Ishvara. Ishvara alone is in the form of this entire manifested Prapancha. The manifested Prapancha Jagat is Brahma. The manifested Jagat is Brahma. The unmanifested also Brahma. Manifestation as well as the unmanifested both are Brahma. So therefore, what is there is only Brahma, Ishvara. Therefore, Brahma Stuti, Guru Stuti. If what is there is only Ishvara, it means there is no second thing. There is only one thing. In fact, there is no only one. There is only Brahma. It is not that only one. Because we have the concept of many, therefore we say not two. Na Dvaitam, Advaitam. We don't say Ekam. Not because we have the concept of manyness. Therefore we say it is Na Dvaitam, Advaitam. What is there is only Advaita Brahma Vastu. Na Dvaitam. There are no plurality of things. There is only one thing which is available in the form of a Jagat. And the Jagat we see many things and beings, all are Brahma only. Like the materials made of clay, though they differ in forms, different forms, they have different forms, different shapes, but they're all nothing but the clay only. A pot is nothing but clay. Every article what you see in the shop, in the pot shop, different sizes of pots, different articles made of clay are available. They are nothing but one vastu, which is clay. Clay pervades the entire articles made of clay, which are available in different forms, having different names. Therefore, this Nama Rupatmakam Jagat is nothing but Brahma. As the different articles are nothing but the substance being clay, so too this Nama Rupatmakam Jagat, this Jagat which is available in different names and forms, is available for your perception as different, as though different, but they are not different. It is that Ekavastu, Advaita Vastu, Brahma alone. Therefore, in all these shlokas, you will see, starting from the beginning, first shloka onwards, Akanda Mandala Karam, Vyaptam Yena Characharam. Vyaptam, pervading. Pervading means not like it is pervades like the space. Space pervades everywhere. No. Pervading means that is the vastu. That is the vastu because of which the things are available as different for your perception. Akandam, the same idea you will find. Vyaptam. Vyaptam yena characharam. akandamandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam chinmayam vyapi yat sarvam trilokyam sacharacharam. Iti same idea is presented through different words. Therefore, Vastu being Brahma, only Brahma Vastu, and it is Advaita Vastu. And to know the Advaita Vastu, we need Guru. Guru is the only support by which you discover that Advaita Vastu, because he unfolds the Advaita Vastu Brahma through unfolding the Shastram. The Shastram is unfolded by the Guru. Why to be unfolded by the Guru? Because the Shastram uses different prakriyas to establish, to unfold Brahma. The Shastram uses Karanakarya Prakriya, Avastatraya Prakriya, Panchakosha Prakriya. Different prakriyas are used by the Shastram. And the Guru is a skilled person who is capable of handling the prakriyas and in making you see. What he sees, he makes you see. Therefore, he is called a Guru. And Brahma is not that to be achieved. It is Siddha Vastu. It is in and through all the experiences. How can it be? I have the perception of the Dvaitam, the duality. How can we say Dvaitam is not real, Advaitam? If Dvaitam is real, if Dvaitam is the Tatparyam of the Shastra, Dvaitam is what we perceive. That is what our perception is. Dvaitam is what our perception is. For that, we don't need any pramana. With all the available pramanams, pratyaksha, anumana, attapatti, anupalabdhi, upamana, with these pramanams, which we operate, we understand it is Dvaitam, the empirical world with which we transact. It is Dvaitam. We don't need teacher to establish Dvaitam. Dvaitam is being our perception. The knowledge based on our perception is Dvaitam. So for that, we don't need any external support in the form of Guru, in the form of Shastram. We don't need, because it is known. Therefore, for a known thing, you don't need Shastram. Shastra Pramanam not required. And Shastram being a Pramanam, what is the scope of Shastram then? Shastram says, even though the empirical world which is available for you is in the form of Dvaita, the subject-object difference, but in spite of this difference, the reality is Advaitam. How to know it? How to know it without the support of Shastra? Impossible. Unless the Shastra Pramanam is there and it is handled by the Guru, it is not possible to know the Advaita Vastu Brahma. Because it is Advaitam, it doesn't mean all the Dvaitam, the subject-object difference, the subject-object which are available for the person. Many things are available and I am available. So there is a transaction. Should we reduce all this to a single Vastu? No, we cannot reduce also. You cannot reduce also. The differences being there, in spite of differences, what is there is only the Advaita Vastu. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. Brahma is Satyam and Jagat is Mithya. Mithya means it doesn't have independent existence. It doesn't have independent existence. Jagat is existent because of Brahma. Brahma asti, Jagat asti. Brahma nasti, Jagat nasti. Therefore, Jagat is nothing different from Brahma. Jagat is nothing but it is not different from Brahma. So there is nothing different from Brahma is there, not available. As a pot is not different from clay, so too the Jagat is not different, non-different, not different from Brahma. Therefore, that Brahma, which is the Tatparyam of the Shastram, the vision of the Shastram, that Brahma Stuti is done, and Brahma Stuti is done through Guru Stuti, or Guru Stuti is done through Brahma Stuti. Anyway, we can take. Brahma Stuti is Guru Stuti. That is why in some text you will find, instead of Guru Namaskara, Vastu Namaskara is done. Because Vastu Namaskara is Guru Namaskara. Guru Namaskara is Ishvara Namaskara. So there is no difference. Therefore, in all these shlokas, you will find the Brahma Stuti is done, and the Guru who has this Jnanam, Brahma Jnanam, Atma Jnanam, his Stuti is done through all these shlokas. Now let us read chant the shlokas, the first 5 shlokas what we saw in the previous class. Akhanda Mandalakaram
Akandamandalakaram
Vyaptam Yena Characharam Padam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Stavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yadkinchit Sacharacharam Tadpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapi Yat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam is Chit, Brahma. Chinmayam Vyapi Yat Sarvam. Yat Sarvam. Trailokyam Sacharacharam. Yat Sarvam. Akandamandalakaram. Stavaram Jangamam Vyaptam. Sacharacharam Trailokyam. It is Brahma. Vyapi, pervaded by means it is Brahma alone, as Brahma alone is in the form of this Jagat. The Jagat is qualified by all these words. Sacharacharam Trilokyam. Whatever is available for your objectification. That is Jagat. The Jagat doesn't mean only this world. Anything which is available as an object for your perception, available for your objectification of your senses, your pramanam, that is Jagat. The thoughts are Jagat. The vritti, the cognition, it is Jagat. Everything is pervaded by Brahma. That Padam, Tat Padam, Brahma Padam, which is Vishnu Padam, Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam, we saw in Katopanishad. Tat Padam, Padyate, Nyayate. Padam can be Brahma, Padam can be the Jnanam of that Brahma, which is shown, Darshitam. How it is Darshitam, how it is shown by teaching, Upadeshena. Therefore, Guru is Upadeshakarta, Mahavakya Upadeshakarta. Why Mahavakya Upadeshakarta? Because he removes the notion of Dvaitam. Our perception is Dvaitam. Jivatma, Paramatma, Vedaha, Dvaita. Dvaita Buddhi is this Dvaita Buddhi is dismissed by the teacher, by the Guru, through imparting the Mahavakya. Jiva and Paramatma, Tayoho, Abhedaha. That is the vision of the Shastra. Jivatma is not different from the Paramatma. Therefore, Jivatma has to gain Paramatma, has to reach Paramatma. It means there is no physical reaching in terms of time, reaching in terms of space. There is no physical separation. Therefore, there is no physical reaching. The distance is because of ignorance, ajnana. That ajnanam is removed by the upadesha, by teaching. By upadesha, that ajnanam is removed and the Brahma is darshitam, it is shown. Therefore, tat padam, Brahma padam, Vishnu padam, darshitam, yena, by whom? To him, namaskaraha. And gaining that Brahma, you become free. Gaining that Brahma, you become free. Gaining that padam is gaining moksha. So therefore, Guru is a person who is available in the form of a being who helps you to discover that what makes you drive, what makes you go from one pursuit to another pursuit in the form of dharma, artha, kama, moving from one pursuit to another one. It makes you to see that what you seek is moksha, that is you. That is darshitam, that is shown. So Guru helps you to discover that vastu, which is what you seek all through your life through different pursuit, gaining which you become free. You become kritakrityaha. There is nothing to be done further. You have gained the thing which is to be gained. The purpose of life is achieved. Therefore, Tat Padam is Vishnu Padam. It is the ultimate abode. Abode in the sense, it is not a place or destination. Abode in the sense that which is what you seek. Which is what you seek. That is, the freedom is what you seek, and the freedom is gained through removal of ajnanam. And for that removal of ajnanam, you need jnanam. And jnanam is given through upadesha. Therefore, darshitam. And why that padam is ultimate padam, which the Guru shows by teaching? Because the samsara which is this janma, marana, that chakra, to come out from this cycle of birth and death, it is possible only by those people whose mind is rooted, established in Brahma. That is done by the Guru. Ihaiva tairjita sarvaha yeshan samye stitam manaha. Nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmat brahmanite sthitaha iha eva tairjitaha sarvaha. Here in this life itself, the cycle of birth and death, the samsara, it is crossed over, crossed over by the knowledge of Brahma. Therefore, 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 Padam, Brahma Padam, Vishnu Padam iti. And gaining which, what is the benefit? Gaining which, gaining that knowledge, established in that jnanam. What is the benefit? You will not be, you will not be tossed over by the pairs of opposites. Nothing can touch you. Nothing will be available for you as priyam or apriyam. You will not be, you will not be attracted, or you will not have aversion for anything, because everything being Brahma and you are rooted in that knowledge. So therefore you will have samatva buddhi. Since you have the vision of Brahma, therefore you will have samatva buddhi, and for you there is nothing which can make you, which can make you attract, or which can make you have hatred. You cross over, you cross over this ragadvesha. Ragadvesha, ragadvesha, the samsara is nothing but ragadvesha. The ragadvesha, that is the likes and dislikes, the attachment and aversion, which binds a jivatma, which makes an individual a jivatma. That ragadvesha, that is snapped through the atmajnana. In fact, ragadvesha is neutralized through karma yoga, and through karma yoga you gain atmajnana. And atmajnanam also removes this the likes and dislikes which binds a person. And the Gita itself, the same 5th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna says, what will be the condition of a jnani, the person who is rooted in this jnana? Na pragrishyet priyam prapya, no dvijet prapya cha priyam, sthira buddhira sammudaha, brahmavit brahmanistitaha. There is no object called priyam. There is no object called apriyam. So therefore, gaining that, you will not rejoice, because it is not priyam. And you will not resent also gaining that which is apriyam, because there is nothing apriyam for him. Before atmajnanam, through karma yoga is done to neutralize ragadvesha. And the result also is the same. The preparation for atmajnanam, which is done through karma yoga, what is practiced through karma yoga will be the result after jnanam. Like in the Sitaprajna Lakshana, Bhagavan Krishna gives the Lakshana of a Sitaprajna. Arjuna asks, how a Sitaprajna behaves? How does he walk? How does he eat? And for that, Bhagavan Krishna, he tells him at the end of the 2nd chapter, Sitaprajna Lakshana is given by Bhagavan. How does a Sitaprajna behave? How does he interact in the world? Why is Arjuna so interested in knowing that? Because so that he can emulate. He can emulate the action of Sitaprajna. And Swamiji used to say, you fake it and make it. You fake it and make it. Following the behavior, the action of Sitaprajna, following the behavior, the action, you also become that person. Therefore, what was before as a sadhana, that becomes the sadhya. that becomes this achieved one. The means itself is become the means which is the means, the sadhanam, which is for gaining the sadhya. And after gaining the sadhya, what was the means? That becomes its nature of a jnani. The jnani, the mind of a jnani is not attached to any external sense objects. He is established in himself. Therefore, there are no objects which are priyam or apriyam. And therefore, he abides in that non-dual vastu, Brahma, which is what pervades the entire jagat, and the entire jagat is Brahma. Therefore, there is no liking or dislike. There is nothing priyam or apriyam. Tatpadam, that is shown by the Guru. Tatpadam darishitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Therefore, Guru also doesn't have any preference, doesn't have ragadvesha, doesn't rejoice when he gains that which is priyam, doesn't resent when he gains that which is apriyam. So priyam and apriyam, there are no priyam and apriyam for him. That is the swarupa of Brahma, and that is the nature of Guru. Therefore, tatpadam, brahmapadam, tena darshitam, to him namaskaraha, mama namaskaraha. Iti. Then the next shloka. Sarvashruti shiro ratna vedajita padam bujaha.
Sarvashruti shiro
Vedantam bujasuryo yaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
The first line is one word. Therefore, we cannot pause in between. It's a samasa. Sarva Shruti Shiro Ratna Virajita Padambujaha. It's one line. Sarva Shruti Shiro Ratna. Ratna means gems, jewels. Shiraha, Shruti Shiraha. Shruti is Shastram. Veda. Shruyate iti Shrutihi. Sarva Shruti is the entire Veda. All the 4 Vedas. Sarva Shruti. Sarva Shruti. Sarva Shruti nam Shiraha. Shiraha is head. The head is Pradhanam. For Manusha, the head is the Pradhanam. Similarly, for the entire the Vedas, what is the Shiras? Vedanta is the Shiras. Vedanta is the Shiras. Vedanta, which is at the end portion of the Veda, which is the Shiras for the Veda. Therefore, Sarva Shruti Shiro Ratna. Sarva Shruti Shiro Ratna. That Ratnam, that is the Abharanam, the jewel, which is Vedanta, which is at the end portion of the Veda. Virajita pada ambujaha. Pada is feet. Ambuja is lotus. Virajita padambujaha. Shining. Virajita. Raj. To shine. Deeptau. Virajita padambujaha. The entire Vedanta, that is the Vedanta, which is the Shiras of the entire Vedas, Virajitaha, it shines. It shines at the feet of the Guru. Pada Ambujaha. The entire, the Veda, for which the Shiras is Vedanta, and the Vedanta shines. Vedanta shines by being at the feet of the Guru. That is the lotus feet, Pada Ambujaha, the lotus feet of the Guru. They are shined, they are illumined by the Ratna, the jewels. What is the jewel? The Vedanta. What is Vedanta? The jnanam, the knowledge. The knowledge decorates the feet of the Guru. That is the meaning. Sarvashruti Shiroratna Virajita Pada Ambujaha. Why it decorates the feet? The knowledge should decorate the head. Generally, knowledge, where the knowledge is located in the head. So in the head only, the Ratnam should be there, like Viveka Chuda Mani. Chuda Mani is crust jewel. Where is it kept? It is kept on the head. Similarly, the knowledge should be in the head. For the Guru, it is not only for Guru, for everyone, the knowledge is in the head only. But to the Guru, we offer our respect to the feet. Therefore, as a Shishya, we see that knowledge decorates the feet of the Guru. That is the idea. The knowledge decorates the feet of the Guru means feet is not different from the other parts of the body. The feet is Guru. Other parts are also Guru. So feet is not different from Guru. So Namaskara is done to the Guru by touching the feet. How do you do Namaskara? Namaskara to the Guru is done by touching the feet alone. You don't have to touch the whole body of the Guru. Offering Namaskara to the feet of the Guru is offering Namaskara to the entire body of the Guru. And generally Namaskara is done touching the feet. Therefore, Pada Ambujaha, the knowledge decorates the feet of the Guru. Or we can say the Guru walks the path. Guru walks the teaching. He walks the teaching. What he teaches, that he is. The knowledge reveals in his life. The knowledge, the Brahmagyanam, what the Guru has, that is exhibited in all walks of life. So therefore, Pada Ambujaha, the knowledge decorates the feet. Then the second line, Vedantam Bhuja Suryo Yaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vedanta Ambuja. Here a comparison, a upama is done. Vedanta, that is Upanishads, is compared to the Ambuja, the lotus. Yaha Suryaha. For the lotus to bloom, Surya, the sun is required. In the presence of sun only, lotus blooms. Similarly, the Vedanta, which is in the form of unblossomed lotus, that blooms when the sun, that is Guru comes. In the presence of Guru, in the presence of the Guru, who is compared to the sun, this Vedanta lotus blooms. So Vedanta Ambuja Suryaha Yaha Guruhu Tasmai Namaha. So the Guru is compared to the Surya and Vedanta is compared to the lotus. In the presence of the sun, which is Guru, the Ambuja Vedanta blooms. So to him I offer my Namaskara. Iti this shloka's meaning. Then the next shloka we can chant. Chaitanya Shashvata Shantaha Vyomatito Niranjanaha Indunadakalatiitaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Chaitanyaha Shashvataha Shantaha Vyomatitaha Niranjanaha. Chaitanya means consciousness. Chit is a Chinmayam Vyapayat Sarvam. Chit. Chaitanyaha means Brahma. Brahma. Chaitanya is Brahma. In this shloka, it must be Chaitanyam because Chaitanyam Chaitanyam is the word, not Chaitanyaha. But here it is Chaitanyam is given. Chaitanyam Shashvatam Shantam. Because it talks about Guru. Therefore, Chaitanyam Shashvatam Guru. That should have been. Therefore, we can understand Chaitanyaha is equal to Chaitanyam. Brahma Chaitanyam. Brahma is Chaitanya Swarupam. Brahma is Chaitanya Swarupam. And Guru is one with Brahma. Therefore, Tasmat Chaitanyaha. Grammatically, it should be Chaitanyam, but Chaitanyaha is used. So Chaitanyam is Jnana Swarupam. Jnana Swarupam Gurum is Atmavit, Brahmavit. Therefore, is Brahma Swarupam, Jnana Swarupam. Shashvataha. Shashvataha. Shashvataha means Sada Asti. Since is established in the knowledge all the time. And Brahma being there all the time. It has got independent existence. Trikale Tishtati. There is no time when Brahma is not. And Guru, therefore, Guru is also all the time available because Guru is one with Brahma. Therefore, Shashvataha. Guru is timeless, not bound by time. It is not bound by the time. It means, what does it mean? It means the Shariram of the Guru is not bound by time? No. The Stula Shariram of the Guru, like any Stula Shariram, it is bound by time. It has all the Shad Vikara. Asti Jayate, Vardate, Viparinamate, Vipakshiyate, Vinashyati. All these Vikaras are there for the Shariram of the Guru, Stula Shariram. But the Jnanam, Aham Brahma Asmi, that Brahma, which is timeless, conscious existence, that is Shashvatam, and Guru is established in that Jnanam, therefore Shashvatam. Therefore Shashvataha. So here the Shashvataha, Chaitanyaha is all Brahma Lakshanam. Brahma Lakshanam, which is Guru Lakshanam, not the Lakshanam of the Shariram. Not the Lakshanam of the Shariram. Shariram is limited. Whether it is Guru's Shariram or anybody's Shariram, even the Avatara, even the Shariram of the Avatara, it has got limitations. Here what is referred to is the Jnanam. Therefore, Chaitanyaha, Shashvataha, Shantaha. Shantaha is, since is rooted, established in the knowledge of Brahma, therefore is Shantaha, is calm, composed. Shamaha Damaha, he has got Mano Nigraha and Bhagya Chakshuradi Indriya Nigraha, Shama Dama. He is a Shami, he is a Dami. He has got Shama and Dama. Shama and Dama, which were the sadhanam for a sadhaka, now for the Guru, who has gained the sadhya, for him it has become a lakshanam. That is what I said before. What was sadhanam for a sadhaka to gain the sadhya, for a Guru who has gained the sadhya, the sadhanam of the sadhakas becomes the lakshanam. Therefore is Shamaha Damaha, that as a sadhaka we have to practice, but for a Guru, he is a Shami, he is a Dami. He has got Shama, he has got Dama. It becomes natural for him. As a sadhana, it requires effort. But for the one who has gained, for him it is effortlessly available. He is Shantaha. Nothing can disturb him. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudramapah pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sashantimapnoti nakamakami. Bhagavan Krishna says the lakshanam of a jnani, how it is the lakshanam. Apuryamanam achalam achala pratishtam. Samudram apaha water. Yata apaha samudram pravishanti, as the water flows into the ocean. The ocean is complete. It is apuryamanam. It is complete. It is filled up. The addition of the river water into the ocean will not make the ocean complete because ocean is already complete. Similarly, for a jnani, all the objects, all the objects, they enter. All the sense objects, they enter. All the sense objects, they enter. Will it make any dent on the person? No. The person remains unchanged. Saha shantim apnoti. Sarve kamaha pravishanti. Kintu saha shantaha bhavati. He remains unchanged. This is not for kamakami. This is not for the desirer of the objects. This is not for a kami. This is for a shami. And guru is shami. He is dami. Therefore, shantaha iti. If shantaha is not there, then the person is not established in jnana. The sign of jnanam is shama, dama. The shama and dama, they are the indicators. They are the indicators of the jnanam. And guru has that. Therefore, tasmai namaha. And vyoma tito. Vyoma means space. Atitaha is above space. It means atitaha is above vyoma. Vyoma atitaha. Vyoma is akasha, which pervades everything. And the karanam of akasha is Brahma. Karanam of akasha is Brahma, which is all pervading. Even though space pervades, but the space is also limited. Why? Because it is born of Brahma. The space is also born. It has got limitation. And what is unlimited, that is the cause of even the space, which is Brahma. Therefore, Vyoma Titaha means is Brahma. Niranjanaha. Anjana means stain. Niranjanaha means stainless. Stainless is Niranjanaha. Anjana is stain. The stain is in the form of the Abhimana with Anatma. Anatma is Anjana. Atma is Niranjana. He is one with Atma. Therefore, Niranjanaha. Anjanam na vidyate. Yasya. There is no Anatma Abhimana. Identification with Anatma. Therefore, Niranjanaha. Then Bindunada Kalatitaha. Bindunada Kalatitaha. This is explained through different ways. Bindunada Kalatita. The three things are there. Nada, Bindu, Kala. Atitaha means above. Is above Nada, Bindu, Kala. What are this Nada, Bindu, Kala? The three things are there. The three things are Nada, Bindu, Kala. Nada, the Bindu refers to Karana Avastha. Nada refers to Sukshma Avastha. Kala refers to Stula Avastha. We have three Sharirams. Karana Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Stula Shariram at the Vyashti level. At the Samashti level, we have three Prapancha. Karana Prapancha, Sukshma Prapancha, Stula Prapancha. What is available in the Stula Prapancha? Anything which is available in the Stula Prapancha, any object, any Padartha which is available in the Stula Prapancha, it is available in Sukshma and Karana. It has its Sukshma and Karana Avastha also. Sukshma Avastha and Karana Avastha is there for any Padarthas, that which is available in the Stula form. So any Stula, any Padartha, which you name it by a word, that has the Karanam and Sukshma Avastha. Therefore, three Avasthas are there for any object. That is Padartha. And the object which is referred by the word also has got three Avastha. Stula Avastha, Sukshma Avastha, and Karana Avastha. The Stula Avastha is the very word itself, the very word, the Shabda. And the Sukshma Avastha, the word is in the form of knowledge. The knowledge is there. Without knowledge, no words will come. Well, for any word to come, there must be the knowledge. Without knowledge, no words can come out. Therefore, that word which is in the form of available in Sukshma, the word is available in the word which is available in the form of knowledge in the Sukshma Avastha. Therefore, Sukshma Avastha, which is Nada, and the same word is available in the Karana Avastha, that is referred by the word Bindu. So, Karana Avastha Rupa Shabdaha is Bindu, Sukshma Avastha Rupa Shabdaha Nada, Stula Avastha Rupa Shabdaha Kala. So, Bindu, Nada, Kala, these three can refer to the words available in three avasthas. These can refer to the words, the padams which are available in these three avasthas. And this, when the word comes, when the word is uttered in the stula, it is referred to the object in the stula prapancha. And the object are available in three levels: Karana, Sukshma, and Stula. As the objects are available in Karana Avastha, Sukshma Avastha, Stula Avastha, similarly, the words referring to that are also available in three Avastha: Karana Avastha, Sukshma Avastha, and Stula Avastha. Therefore, Bindu refers to the Shabda which is available in the Karana Avastha. Karana Avastha Rupa Shabdaha Binduhu. Similarly, Sukshma Avastha Rupa Shabdaha Nadaha. Stula Avastha Rupa Shabdaha Kala. So, Padartha Prapancha, Pada Prapancha. Two Prapanchas. And these two Prapancha have got three avasthas. And with reference to Pada Prapancha, Pada meaning the word, the Shabda, we have these three words, Bindu, Nada, Kala, referring to the Shabda, the Padam in three different avastha, Bindu, Nada, Kala. Bindu, Nada, Kala, Atitaha. Atitaha means is beyond the, is above the words, is above description by the words. Any words available in any avastha is above words, and therefore above the worlds also. The three prapancha is above the three avastha, the words which are available in the three avastha, and therefore is above the world, the prapancha available in the three avastha. It means is prapanchopashamaha, is free from prapancha, is free from division, is not available for description or objectification, is free from prapancha. Brahma is free from prapancha. All the words, with words you cannot describe Brahma. All the words what we use, they are only give an idea of what Brahma is. It is not the defining word. Brahma is indefinable. That is why Shastram uses words which have to be handled properly to understand Brahma. It cannot be objectified. Eto vacho nivartante. Vak, manas cannot objectify Brahma. Not available for objectification. Not available for any word. How can you describe the indescribable? Therefore, Guru is also Nada, Bindu Nada, Kala, Atitaha. Is above all the three padam. It's above the Pada Prapancha as well as the Padartha Prapancha. This is one way of explaining the Bindu Nada, Kala, Titaha. Another way of explaining this is about the three Shariram. Nada can refer to the Karana Shariram. Bindu can refer to the Sukshma Shariram, and Kala can refer to the Stula Shariram. Bindu can refer to the Nada Bindu Nada Kala can refer to the three Shariram. Three Shariram means Prakriti. The three Shariram is Prakriti. And Guru is above Prakriti. Brahma is above Prakriti, above the created Prapancha. So, Bindunada Kala Atitaha, when we say, is above the Prakriti because he is Purusha. Therefore, Atitaha iti. Atitaha is above, not available. That is called Atitaha. Beyond means it is not which exists far away. Beyond means it is above. It is the Adhisthana. It is the Adara. That is the meaning of Atitaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. To that Guru, I offer my Namaskara. Then the next shloka. Jnana Shakti Samarudaha
Jnanashakti Samarudah
Tadvamala Vibhushitaha
Tatmamala Vibhushitaha
Bhukti Mukti Pradata Cha
Mukta
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Samyak Arudaha, Samarudaha is well established. Arudaha. Arudaha means is established. Nishta. Arudaha means established. Nishta. Samyak Arudaha is established in Jnana Shakti. Jnanam eva Shakti, Jnana Shakti. The Shakti, the power. Shakti, the strength. Jnanam eva Parashakti. Knowledge is the greatest strength. And here the Jnanam is Atma Jnanam. Atma Jnanam, Param Jnanam. Paravidya. So he is established in Paravidya. Is established in the Vastu revealed by the words of the Upanishad. Is Samyak Arudaha. Jnana Shakti Samarudaha. He has the Shakti, or you can say he has the Shakti of Jnanam because he is established in Jnanam, and Jnanam is a Shakti for him. That is the Shakti, the greatest strength. Shakti is strength. Shakti is power. Jnanam is the Shakti. What Shakti Guru has? He has got Jnana Shakti. Because he has got Jnana Shakti, therefore he can give Jnanam. Whatever you have in abundance, that you can give. And Guru has Jnanam in abundance. Therefore, Jnana Shakti Samarudaha. In fact, Jnanam alone is a Shakti. Other Shaktis are limited. But Jnana Shakti, at the two Brahma Jnana Shakti is the ultimate Shakti. And therefore, Samarudaha, Samyak Arudaha, established in that. Because he is established in that, therefore, he is always enjoys. Because Jnanam gives the total contentment, total happiness, security, peace. Therefore, Nasti Jnanat Param Sukham. There is nothing Sukham other than Jnanam. And there is nothing purifier than Jnanam. Jnanam purifies. Purifier, it removes Ajnanam. Ajnanam is a cause of all the problems. And Jnanam removes Ajnanam. It purifies a person. Purifies a person means it removes the Anatma Abhimanam and makes him understand that he is one with Brahma. Therefore, Nagi Jnanena Sadrisham Pavitra Miga Vidyate. There is nothing more purifier than Jnana. And the Guru is Samyak Arudaha in that Jnana. And that Jnanam is exhibited, manifested in the form of seeing himself in everything. That Jnanam is manifested. Yaha Pashyati Saha Pashyati Atmavata Sarvabhuteshu. He is one with the beings of the world. That Jnanam he has. And that is exhibited in all his action, all his activities. And by the activities, we can infer that he is Samyak Arudaha Atmajnane iti. Atmajnane Arudaha is firmly established in that Atmajnanam. Therefore, he has got the Samatva Buddhi, Samadarshanam. He has got Samatva Buddhi, Samadarshanam towards any experiences. There is no sukham or dukkham. There is no priyam or apriyam. And he has got samadarshanam. Samadarshanam is the sign of jnanam, another sign of jnanam. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavi astini. Shunishchaiva shvapakecha panditaha jnaninaha samadarshinaha. Samadarshanam. Therefore, samyak arudaha asmin brahmajnane tasmai namaha. Jnana shakti samarudaha tattvamala vibhushitaha. Tattvamala. Tattvam is the truth, the jnanam. The jnanam is compared to the mala, the garland. Vibhushitaha, abhushitaha, decorated. Decorated by this garland of jnanam. What is the decoration? Jnanam is the decoration. Is adorned with this garland of tattva jnanam. Bhukti mukti pradata cha. Bhukti mukti pradata. Pradatru, datru, the giver. The giver of bhukti as well as mukti. He gives you prayers as well as shreyas. Bhukti, dharma, artha, kama. The pleasures which is referred to by the word prayers in the language of Kathopanishad. And mukti, which is shreyas. Both shreyas and prayers are given by the Guru. How he can give prayers? He can give prayers also. Whatever you want. He will give you jnanam, but still, if you want prayers, that also you will give. That you can experience only when you live with the person. And when you live in the Gurukulam, particularly living the Gurukulam. Being in the Gurukulam and studying under a Guru, like Pujya Swamiji, he has given whatever we wanted. He has given food, he has given clothes, everything. As a brahmachari, he has provided. As a brahmachari, when I was studying here, now also I am brahmachari being here, he has given whatever we need. All the monthly needs are provided by the Guru. Therefore, he is giver of prayers. And also he gives jnanam. He gives you food, he gives you accommodation, and also he gives jnanam. Who can give other than Guru? Even though his intention is to give jnanam, but for jnanam to take place, the person should have the basic things, requirements. That also Guru gives. That you can clearly see in the Gurukulam. Therefore, bhukti mukti pradata cha. Pradata, the data, datru. Mukti pradata, jnana pradata. Jnana pradam gurum. We have seen jnana pradam. Vasudevendra yogindram natva jnana pradam gurum. Jnana pradam. Because he is jnana prada, therefore mukti prada. Mukti is through jnanam. Therefore, bhukti pradata as well as mukti pradata. Giver of shreyas as well as prayers. And even Nachiketa also got prayers, shreyas from Yamadharmaraja. Yamadharmaraja gave him bhukti as well as mukti. Both he gave. You can take the Upanishad example itself. Instead of taking a personal example, Upanishad example. Even though Nachiketa, he was so strong in the third boon, wanted Atma Jnanam, but pleased with the disciple, Yamadharmaraja gave him prayers as well as shreyas. Prayers will not take Nachiketa away from shreyas. He is a shreyaurti. He wants that Brahma Jnanam. In addition to that, he gave prayers also. Because shreyas is there, it doesn't mean prayers is not required. Prayers will not touch him. And Yamadharmaraja gave both. You have both prayers, that is bhukti, as well as mukti, shreyas too. So, therefore, Guru is the giver of both bhukti and mukti. Then the next shloka. Aneka janma samprapta karma bandha vidahine atma jnana pradanena tasmai shri gurave namaha.
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः.
अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त karma bandha vidahini. It is also one line. There should not be pause. It's a samasa. It's a long compound. अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त कर्म बंध विदागिने. संप्राप्त gained. अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त karma here refers to the karma pala which is gained from many janmas. Many janmas, aneka janma. Like we chant during the upakarma. The upakarma, the mahasankalpa we take and we chant. We say this sankalpa: Anadi avidya vasanaya parvartamane asmin magati samsara chakre vichitrabihi karma gatibihi vichitrasu yonishu punah punah anekada janitva. Anadi avidya vasanaya, which has been anadi, the avidya which is anadi, and we have taken so many janmas. In so many janmas, whatever karma I have gathered, out of that I gathered some punya karma, and that punya karma is rectified in the form of this manushya janma. So this manushya janma is because of the karma pala, punya karma pala gained through many janmas. To take human birth itself requires a lot of punyam. Having taken the human birth, have mukshutvam and gaining a guru, it takes more punyam. That's why mumukshutvam and these three. Mumukshutvam, I forgot the shloka. There's three. Durlavam trayame vaitat devanugraha hetukam. Mumukshutvam, manushyatvam. Manushyatvam, mumukshutvam. That manushyatva is possible only through gaining of punya. And mumukshutvam, more punya. And devanugraha hetukam. Manushyatvam, mumukshutvam, mahapurusha samshraya. The mahapurusha samshraya is guru samshraya. Association with the guru. These three are possible only when you have lot of punya. Therefore, here, aneka janma samprapta karma bandha vidahine. Here it says aneka janma, the karma which has been gathered many janma. That phalam which has been gathered through many janmas, bandha. Here it talks about the karma bandha, not the punya karma, not punya palam, but the karma which binds a person. The karma which has been gained through many janmas, that he removes, destroys. Both punya and papa, both he destroys. Punya karma is also a bondage. Papa karma is also a bondage. Punya is a gold chain, papa is a iron chain. Both are chains only. Both the karmas, both the karma bandha, both the karma palas, punya karma, papa karma, which are the bondage, the bandha, vidagine. He removes, he destroys that. He burns away. He burns up. He burns up the karma which have been gathered through many janmas. Katam, by jnanena, through knowledge, by giving knowledge. Knowledge burns away all the karma. Sanchita karma is destroyed. Agami karma also destroyed. Only prarabdha karma will run for some time, as long as this life is Bhagavan has ordained. So many years, number of years. So long the prarabdha karma will continue. After that also, once it's exhausted, goes away and the person becomes free. So therefore, aneka janma samprapta, the karma bandha, the karma eva bandhaha, karma bandhaha, vidagine, it burns up all the karma bandha, the bondages. Atmajnana, katam atmajnana, atmajnana pradhanena, by giving atmajnanam. Atmajnanam burns away the bondages of karma. Itaidhamsi samidhognihi, basmasat kurute arjuna, jnanagni sarva karmani, basmasat kurute tatha. Jnana agnihi, jnanam eva agnihi, that will destroy all the karma. The same idea is mentioned in this shloka also. Atma jnana pradhanena karma bandha vidagine. Tasmai Gurave Namaha. Through by giving the knowledge of Atma, he burns up all the karma bandha, which have been gathered through many janmas, aneka janma. When it was started, we cannot say it is anadi. Since avidya is anadi, therefore janma is also anadi. So anadi janma samprapta. All those karmas are destroyed in no time. Destroyed that very moment when the knowledge is given. Then the next shloka. Shoshanam bhavasindhoscha
शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च
Yapanam sarasampadaha
ज्ञापनासारसम्पदः
Guroh padodakam samyak
गुरुस्पादोदकं सम्यक्
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः
Shoshanam bhavasindaha. Bhavasindoho. Bhavasindu. Bhava means samsara. Sindhu is ocean. Bhavasindu is samsara sagara. Shoshanam, it dries up. Shoshanam means drying up. It dries up the ocean of samsara. The samsara ocean which is difficult to cross with this small boat. What we have only through Jnana Nauka, only by the boat of Jnanam, the samsara sagara can be crossed over. And what Guru does is, he doesn't give you a boat, he just burns up, he just dries up. It dries up the ocean so that there is nothing to cross. Bhavasindoho Shoshanam, samsara sagara, that ocean of this birth and death, janma marana, which is samsara, that he removes. Shoshanam bhavasindosha, by drying up the samsara sagara. Katam Jnapanam, by reminding the Sara. Sara is the Upanishad. Upanishad Jnanam, which is a Saram. Saram is Jnanam. Upanishad Jnanam is a Saram. The essence of Saram means essence. The essence which is conveyed by the Upanishad, which is the Jnanam. And Jnanam is a Sampat, which is the Sampat, which is the wealth. Jnanam, which is the Saram, and that is the Sampat, that is a wealth. So by the Jnana Sampatti, reminding the Jnana Sampat, the wealth, by giving the Jnanam, which is a Sampat, which is the ultimate wealth, he dries up the ocean of samsara. Guroho padodakam samyak. Guroho padodakam. That is the water. Udakam is water. The water which Guroho pada udakam. Pada is feet. The pada is the feet. Guroho padodakam samyak. The udakam, the water of the water of the feet, the water which is used to bathe the feet of the Guru. The water by which the feet of the Guru is bathed, that has the power to dry up this ocean of samsara, janma marana samsara. So Guroho pada udakam is padodakam, gunasandhi, pada plus udakam, padodakam. Udakam is water. Guroho padodakam is the water of the feet of the Guru dries up the ocean of samsara by reminding the Jnanam, the essence of the Upanishad. By reminding the essence of the Upanishad, he dries up the Bhavasagara. Then the next shloka. Na guru radikam tattvam.
न गुरोरधिकं
तत्त्वम्
Na guru radikam tapaha.
गुरोरधिकं तपः
तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति
तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
गुरोः अधिकं तत्त्वं नास्ति. गुरोः अधिकं तत्त्वं. Tattvam is jnanam. There is nothing superior to jnanam. There is nothing. Jnanat param shaktihi nasti. And Guru is jnana swarupam. Therefore, there is nothing greater than the Guru. Na guru radikam tapaha. Tapaha is the austerity. There is nothing greater than, more purifying than the Guru. Because Guru is the giver of knowledge and the knowledge purifies. Therefore, there is no tapas. There is no tapas greater than the Guru. No tapas. Tapas means there is no sadhana, no spiritual practice, no sadhana. Through the sadhana by which you gain the truth, there is nothing greater than that. There is no purifying tapas. Tapas is for purification. What is more purifying than the jnanam given by the Guru? So Guru is jnana swarupam. Therefore, there is nothing greater than the truth. There is nothing greater than the truth. There is nothing greater than the purifying austerity, which is the truth. There is no purifying austerity better than the truth. The truth purifies. Satyam, the jnanam purifies you. And Guru is jnana swarupam, is jnanam. Therefore, Guroho adhikam tattvam nasti. Guroho adhikam tapaha nasti. So Guru is jnanam. So jnanam, there is nothing greater than jnanam. There is nothing superior to the knowledge of the truth. And there is nothing available more purifying than the truth. So therefore, salutations to that Guru. Namaskara to that Guru. Tattva jnanat param nasti. There is nothing greater than the tattva jnanam, brahma jnanam. Therefore, tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. It means attaining Guru is attaining jnanam, and there is nothing greater than that. That is the essence of this shloka. Tattva jnanat param nasti. Atma jnanat param nasti iti. So attaining Guru is gaining jnanam, and there is nothing greater than gaining jnanam, because which is the ultimate purifier, ultimate tapas. Jnanam is the ultimate tapas. Therefore, to the giver of that jnanam, I offer my namaskara. Then the next shloka. Vannata Shri Jagannatha
मन्नाथः श्री जगन्नाथः
Madguru Shri Jagadguruhu
मद्गुरु श्री जगद्गुरुः
Madatma Sarvabhutatma
मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
Vannataha. Matnataha. Nataha means Ishvaraha. Matnataha, my Ishvara, my Lord, is Jagannatha. Jagataha Nataha Jagannatha, the Lord of the universe. Jagat is the prapancha, the universe. Mannataha, my Lord, my Lord is the Jagannatha. My Lord is the Lord of the universe. The Lord of the universe is my Lord. Mannataha Jagannatha. Madguruhu Jagadguruhu. My Guru. Madguruhu Matnataha. And my Guru is the Jagadguruhu. Jagannatha Jagadguruhu. Jagataha Nataha Jagannatha. And Jagannatha is the Jagadguru. And he is my Guru. So it means my Guru is a Lord. And my Guru being the Lord, therefore is the Lord of the entire universe. So my Guru is the Guru of the entire universe, and he is Ishvara is Bhagavan. Is Bhagavan for me. Madatma Sarva Bhutatma. Madatma. Mat Atma. Mat means Asmat. My Atma. Sarva Bhutatma. That is a jnanam given by the Guru. Madatma is Sarva Bhutatma. All the Atma, the Atma which abides in all the beings. It is I alone. That is the jnanam. Mat Atma is Asmat, my Atma, my being, my Atma. That is the Atma which abides, which is me, is what abides in all the beings. There is no difference. So Madatma Sarvabhutatma, that is a jnanam. It is a jnanam given by the Guru. So Madatma Sarvabhutatma, to that giver of jnanam, and therefore he is my Guru, he is my Jagat, is Jagannatha, is Jagat Guru. To him I offer my namaskara. Mat Atma Sarvabhutatma. Sarvabhutastamatmanam. Sarvabhutani Chatmani. Gita says very clearly, Sarvabhutastam Atmanam. Sarvabhutani Chatmani. The same idea is presented. Madatma Sarvabhutatma. That is the Atma which abides in all beings, and all the beings abides in the Atma. It is Ishvara who resides in all the beings, and all the beings as its residence, abidance in the Atma. It means there is no difference. What is there is only Ishvara. So there is nothing other than Ishvara. There is nothing other than Guru for me. And therefore is Jagat Guru, Jagataha Guru. Also the word Jagat Guru can mean the teaching is universal. Therefore Jagat Guru. The teaching is universal. It is for all the people. And the giver of the teaching, the Guru, is Jagat Guru. He is the teacher for all the people. And he is the Lord. He is the Lord of the universe. Jagannatha. To him I offer my namaskaraha. Iti. Then the next shloka. Guru Radiranadischa.
Guru Radhiratischa
Madaivatam.
Guru
Paramatayivatam.
Guru Parataram Nasti.
Guru
Param
Parataram
Nasti.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Guruhu Paramadaivatam is the ultimate Lord. Guruhu Paramadaivatam is the ultimate Lord, ultimate for me. Guruhu Adihi Anadihi Cha. Guruhu is the Ishvara, is Ishvara for me, and is Adihi. Adihi means beginning. But here we can take the meaning of the word Adihi as Karanam. Guruhu Adihi. Guru is the Karanam. And Guruhu Anadihi. Anadihi, he doesn't have a Karanam. He doesn't have a Karanam. Guruhu is nothing but Ishvara. Guruhu Paramadaivatam. And that Ishvara, does he have a Karanam? No. He doesn't have a Karanam. And he is the Karanam for everything to come into existence. So he is from the standpoint of the Prapancha, he is a Karanam, but he himself doesn't have a Karanam. So Guruhu Ishvaraha Adihi Anadihi Cha. He is the Karanam for this entire Srishti, the Prapancha. At the same time, is a Karanam, is not Srishtam, is not created. Therefore, Guruhu Adihi Anadihi Paramadaivatam, the ultimate Lord for me. Guroho Parataram Nasti. There is nothing greater than the Guru. There is nothing greater than Guru. It is out of respect as well as out of understanding. Understanding that Ishvara is in the form of Guru, the giver of Jnanam, and therefore there is nothing greater than the Guru, who is Ishvara himself. To that Guru, Tasmai Namaha, my Namaskaraha iti. Then the last shloka, the simple shloka. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva.
त्वमेव
माता च पिता त्वमेव
Tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva.
त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव
Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva.
त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव
Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva.
मम देव देव
So all the relationships are resolved in Guru. He plays the role of all the relations. For a Shishya, Guru is the Mata. Mata is the giver of love, affection. So Guru is Mata for the Shishya. He's very compassionate, like Dayananda Saraswati. The name itself shows Daya, embodiment of compassion. As the name, so was a person. That only the people who have lived with him can understand. It's a big fortune for having got him as the Guru. I don't know what punyam I have done in my previous life to have him as my Guru. I've gone through many institutions before coming to him. Now I understand the value. That's why I understand the value of having reached the Daya Ananda. He can really make you cross the ocean of samsara. He is the Bhavasindhoscha, Shoshanam Bhavasindhu. So he is an embodiment of compassion. Therefore, he is Mata, he is a mother. Sometimes it's Pita also. Pita stands for some certain strictness. Pita stands for being firm. But Pita, the intention of Pita is to lead the son, lead the son, bring the son to the right path. So he has played the role of Mata as well as Pita. Pita as well as Mata. Both are him. He has got that much of compassion. The Guru has got that much of compassion as a father and mother will have for their son. Therefore, for Shishya, Guru is the Mata, Guru is the Pita. Therefore, he says, Tvam eva Mata, Tvam eva Pita, Tvam eva Bandhuhu. He alone is the Bandhu, the family, the relations. Tvam eva Saka, friend also. He alone is a friend. Relations as well as a friend, he alone. Tvam eva Vidya. Tvam Vidya is Vidya Swarupi, is Jnana Swarupi. Tvam eva Vidya. And the only asset what he has is Vidya, and that he gives to the seeker, the right aspirant. Vidya is the only Dravinam. Vidya is the only Dravinam he has, and that Dravina he distributes freely. Therefore, for me also, that is a Dravinam. Guru is a Dravinam. The Jnanam what the Guru gives, that is the Dravina, that is a wealth. Vidya is the wealth. Vidya eva sampatti, Vidya eva Dravinam, and Guru is the Vidya, and he is a giver of that Vidya also. Therefore, for me, Guru alone is my knowledge, and Guru alone is my wealth. Then we can keep on saying, we can keep on adding more and more words. When it will end, it will never end. Therefore, the last line simply says, Tvam eva sarvam, you alone are everything to me. Mama, Tvam eva sarvam, you alone is everything to me. Ye Deva Deva, Devanam Deva, O God of all gods. Devanam Deva. There is a Deva and Devanam Deva. If there is any Deva, and to that Deva is a Deva. It means there is no Deva greater than him. He is the ultimate Deva. Anishvara. Ishvara is called Ishvara is Anishvara. Ishvara is that who doesn't have Ishvara, who doesn't have a person above him. That's why it's called Ishvara. Similarly, Guru also. He is a Deva who doesn't have a Deva above him. Ultimate Deva, God of all gods. Tam eva, Mama. For me, you alone is everything. The Shishya says. With this, the Guru Stotram is completed. Only this 13 or 14 shlokas, which are culled from the Guru Gita, it gives the essence of the whole Guru Gita. And the Guru Gita talks about how the Shishya should do seva to the Guru, Guru Shushrusha in the form of Gurukula Shushrusha, and by some Punya Karma, I have done both Guru Shushrusha as well as Gurukula Shushrusha, which I am continuing to do also now. It's all the grace of Bhagavan, Guru. Without him, it is without him, I will not be teaching also. There's nothing me without him. He alone is the source of knowledge. Whatever I knowledge have, whether it is Sanskritam or whether it is Vedanta, a little knowledge of Vedanta, a little knowledge of Sanskritam, whatever I have, it is only he gave. He did not teach Sanskritam, but he provided me the opportunity to learn Sanskritam by appointing certain acharyas, a particular acharya. And he is the giver of the knowledge of Vedanta. And to gain this Vedanta, this knowledge of Vedanta, I have knocked many doors and finally I came to him. Did not get the right knowledge. Knowledge is there, but it is not right. You land up somewhere where it is not taught and you get caught, then it is very difficult to come. That is all their testing time. Finally, by some Punya Karma, I found and I came to him. And as I said, this Guru is like, not like Sparshamani. He is like, there is no comparison. In fact, there is nothing comparison available. No Upama for Guru. He makes a Shishya into a Guru. That is what he had done to many students. He had done to many students. So to that Guru, on behalf of you also, I offer my namaskara. So with this, the Guru Stotram is completed. And Guru Purnima is on 5th July. Just for you to do puja in your own way to your Ishtadevata. Ishtadevata is Guru. Your Ishtadevata or Guru is the Ishtadevata. Anyway, if you don't have a Guru, Ishtadevata is a Guru. If you have a Guru, then Guru is the Ishtadevata. That is why I said Ishtadevata. Because many may have Guru, may not have Guru also. If you have a Guru, then Guru is the Ishtadevata. So you can worship Guru in your own way.
Like mango.
So with this, we stop this class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
Guruji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Dhanyawad. We are blessed to have you as our Guru, Guruji.
Yes.
Dhanyawad.
Thank you, Ji.
Dhanyawad, Ji.
Thank you.